Hey, this is Niels on Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Buy some silver, some platinum, and some crystallized osmium. And be kind, helpful, and grateful because it's better than being a jerk. Don't listen to me. Everything I'm saying is to be taken as bullcrap because I don't want any strikes. All right, now we got all that stuff out of the way. Let's go to the story. Let's see here. Nope, that doesn't help. Basically, what I got here is an explanation from the dictionary, Oxford Languages, of a dollar, the basic monetary unit of the US, Canadian, Australian, and certain other countries in the Pacific, Caribbean, Southeast Asia, Africa, and South America. What is the definition of a dollar? Definition of dollar. A dollar is a unit of currency or money in the United States, Canada, Australia, and other places that symbolize the symbol for a dollar is then it shows that little symbol right there. If you say someone worships the almighty dollar, that means they're greedy. The dollar is equivalent to 100 cents. All right, now having said that, let's get rid of that and go back here. And let's get rid of this. Let's see, go to green screen. Visual effects, none. Okay, here we go. Now that we've explained, what's up, C4? Now I've given you a dictionary definition of dollar. Little explanation. The gentleman was trying to tell us yesterday on the Michael and Nancy show that there was companies that made dollars. That is technically true. This is the problem with PM and other financial things. You screw up definitions. See, because what I have right here, it says $1, right? It says $1, but it's not a unit of money. It is not a dollar. It's a market match. This $1, right here, $1 is a market match. A company made this. They call it a dollar. It's not a dollar. So if everyone thinks that companies made dollar bills, they did not. What this is EBT CalFresh dollar. It's not a United States dollar. It's made by the food stamp card company, this food stamp people. It's not a United States dollar. It is not given by the Treasury Department or the Federal Reserves. It is not counted to GDP. It is not anything, but it says $1. It says $1. It's not a dollar. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of paper here that is not money. But if I go to one in particular business in the United States, they will consider it money. Okay, so technically, yeah, if you're in a conversation, you want to be a jerk, you can say, oh, yeah, no, it's money, it's money. Okay, yeah, but now you get into technical difficulties here. What is money and what is your definition of money? This is not money. It can be spent as money only in one location on the planet. It's not universally accepted. It's not recognized. See, so it's not really money, but people can go around in conversations and say it's money, even though it's not money. What's up, Gerald? And let's see who else. Jeffro. So back to the conversation I was having with this gentleman. He wanted to prove he was right. He wanted to be smarter than me. And technically, in a small sense, he was right. Yeah, sure, this is money. And for conversational points, I can say I have $60 here. Can I go to Walmart and spend it? No. Can I go to 7-Eleven and spend it? No. Can I buy gas with it? No. Is it money? No. But is it money at one store in the United States of America and only one store in the United States of America? Yes. So if I want to be a jerk and try and prove people wrong, I can say, yeah, this is money. But technically it's not money because the Treasury Department doesn't know about it. And yet the state of California, CalFresh, the state of California prints this. It's state money. Only for farmers markets. Can't be used anywhere else. So when people say, yeah, we've had companies make money, they print money. No, that's a lie. This is not money. To have money, it must be approved by the and by Congress and the Treasury Department, and there's certain legal criteria for a sovereign bill called money. This is not sovereign. It's not a bill. It's not money, even though it can spend like $1. So people get screwed up in technical definitions and their need to feel right in a conversation, and screw up the whole conversation for personal feelings, a feeling of righteousness and awesomeness. And yes, this is $1. A company made this dollar. A state made this dollar. Yes, they did, but it's not money. It is not money. We can't go to Texas, can't go to Alaska, can't even spend it at the Walmart here in this town. Can't buy gas with it, but yet the state of California makes it. They made this pamphlet that they value at $1 for people to spend at farmers markets, and it's not money. Never has been money, never will be money. Can you say in conversation, if you want to try and prove someone wrong, that companies make money? Technically, yeah. But you're only earning yourself brownie points for the dumbasses in the chat who don't know what money is. In reality, you're proving how stupid you are because you don't know what money is. And that's probably why you're going to remain poor your whole life, because you can't stash this. It doesn't get interest. It doesn't buy you a car. It doesn't pay your bills. It doesn't do any of that shit. But yet it's still $1. It says $1, $1, and it's from California. California state made $1. They made $1, but it's not $1. It's not money. So definitions are important when you talk to people. So when people sound stupid or want to make you look stupid, they're going to say all kinds of stupid shit because they're not educated to know exactly what the fuck they're talking about. I got 100 no dollar bills right here that I can buy $100 worth of US products, but it's not money. That was my point. Yeah, it's like a Chunky Cheese token. It's only good at Chunky Cheese. It's not money. But someone in a conversation yesterday, oh no, companies made money. No, they didn't. They made tokens. They made coinage. They made pamphlets that had something written on it that made you want to believe it was money, when actually that's only to print down what you can buy with this, backed by California CalFresh. So, hey, what's up, Zardos? It's not money. Never has been money. But in 100 years, people will have conversations. They'll be like, oh, California printed their own money in 2025. No, they didn't. This is not money. It is not money. I went out and I bought these to prove this point to people. It's not money. And also, hold on now. Hey, having said that, I got 100 of these for $80. So I have gained 20% buying power by using the system that the CalFresh provides. So I've actually gained in purchasing power using not money that I purchased with money. See how the game's played? I used 80 real dollars to get this $100 to buy $100 worth of product with $80 worth of cash. Now we're talking about cryptocurrency. Until November 22nd, a lot of them weren't considered currency. I think after November 22nd, I did a video on it. Some of them are considered currency for international exchanges and large transactions now. It's ISO 222. Let me put that down in chat. ISO 222. Now that does make invisible things money. But then again, here I'm going to go into my card here in my wallet. Let's see if I can't find digital money. Digital money. It's not cryptocurrency. It's been around longer than current cryptocurrency. Digital money. Holy shit. We have digital money before cryptocurrency? Yeah. You damn sure did. Digital currency. Digital currency. Digital currency has been around for quite some time. Oh, and by the way, that's a bank. Banks digital currency. It's not XRM, it's not XLP, it's not Algo. It is digital currency. We've had digital currency for about 40 years. So don't freak out when people start talking about cryptocurrency as a new dollar. Cryptocurrency has been used as a dollar for 40 to 50 years. It's called, and they charge a 30% interest to use it. Unless you got good credit, then they only charge you 18%. It's called credit. Visa, MasterCard, digital money. The SWIFT system that we used, that Biden used as a weapon against all these countries. Digital currency. Not a bit of it was cryptocurrency, but it was digital. Crypto's digital. It's just throw crypto in front of it. Crypto, digital currency. Digital currency. Visa, digital currency. It's all the same thing. It's just changing up to a better system. And that's why I like these guys right here, because they have a contract. ZBCN has a contract with MasterCard, because MasterCard knows that cryptocurrency is better than the digital type of currency system that they're using for their business. So they signed up with ZBCN and said, we want you to be the #1 new credit card in the world. And since ISO 222, it is now seen as that. Early adapters will be in the, oh shit, I'm fucking rich phase. That's why I suggest buying that right now. It won't be a big thing for 8 years, maybe. That's too late. Get in now. That's how you make money. Every now and then you run across a person who gets lucky and buys $1 million, $100 billion, $1 trillion worth of an asset, and it quadruples his 6 tax ones and does this all this stuff. And you want to be like that one individual, not realizing that 7,999 people aren't going to be like that. So why do you think you will? So you got to look at things like that fake money that the California government's minting that you can't use as money. They give you 20% more if you give them fake fiat. Oh, this is great. If I give, okay, this is the stupidity of American economics. I go to work, 15 minutes. I bring home this for 15 minutes of work. After taxes, all this other shit, actually probably a little more. I can take this and turn it into 25 of these. And then I can go down to the farmer's market and get $25 worth of farmer's market's good for a fake $20 bill. So I can take a fake $20 bill, buy 25 fake pieces of paper, and turn them in for $25 worth of goods and services at the farmer market. If you understand the principles of that, you're sitting back right now saying, oh my God, our fucking economic system is asinine. It is. It's also a big game. Big game you can play. What are you guys meowing about? Who's meowing? Okay, now a lot of you are meowing. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, get out of my picture, Ginger. See, I got all these little fuckers taking over my whole bed. And I got one down there underneath, and more back up underneath there. They're taking over the bedroom. One of them was meowing. Don't know which one. But anyhow, I just want to explain that money is not money, but if you can spend it, people will call it money. So when you're having a conversation about money, make sure to get the disclaimer of what that person determines that money actually is before you have the conversation. Because all those 3 forms, including credit card that I showed you, all 3 of those are considered money. Not a fucking one of them is. Legally, money. Legally, yes, it is, but not morally, legally. I don't know what gold is. Gold's money too. But so there's just a big confluence of congested bullshit on what money is. So you can get caught up in conversations about what money is, when the reality, I guess, you go back to its purchasing power. It doesn't matter what money is. It's about how much product you can get for whatever you can trade your quote unquote money for. Like I showed you, I got $20. I can get $25 worth of fake money from the California government to go to the farmer's market. So I can take $20 and get $25 worth of goods and services just by playing their fake money game. It's called arbitrage. It used to be in the 70s, 60s. You could take a $100 bill, go to a bank and trade it for $100 worth of lira. And 2 days later, take that $100 worth of lira, trade it back in and get $105 worth of US money. Arbitrage. Trading one form of money for another form of money. Then we got to a more worldwide dominated currency where we tried to regulate everyone to keep it simple, where arbitrage wasn't as profitable. That's changing. Arbitrage is going to be very, 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 very profitable in the near future. Trading and exchanging one money for another country's money by the value that that country puts on their money compared to the value your country puts on that money. That shit fluctuates. Fluctuates just like the stock market 24/7. Well, yeah, and that's another form of, that's the worst form of, because you're actually losing value. You're losing half your EBT fucking for liquor. I mean, that's a loser's game, and that's a loser basically. Person does that as a loser's mentality. Person like me, I look at that same scenario. I'm like, why would I sell the fucking ABT and only get half the value of it when I can gain 20% of the value of it? So I'm on the other side of that. I don't do that. That's a loser's game, Jeffro. And anyone that does that game is a loser. Not only that, you're breaking the law. The way I did it, I took 20 fiat fake US bills and got 25 fake Californian fucking EBT money that can be used only in one location, at a farmer's market in California. Only at a farmer's market. So you're limiting your purchasing power by not being able to use it in several different locations, but I've increased my buying power of natural, holistic, homegrown food from a farmer by 20%. So I've increased my buying power of my fake dollar using the California EBT fake dollar and the arbitrage involved there, and I'm gaining 20% more value. Not a fucking one of these things I've mentioned to you is real money. I didn't use gold or silver. You know, so it's all in the mind of the person you're talking to, what's valuable. And that's why when people say, oh, when shit hits the fan, I'm gonna use my silver. Really? I got a problem for you. Barter doesn't depend on what you value it at. It depends on what the other person has that you want values what you have at. And they might not value it at all. So that way, all your silver might not be worth one can of beans to the person who's got the can of beans. Because just like the explanation I gave you of what is money, was it the EBT money? Is it the credit card money? Is it the fake fiat money? It all depends on who issued it. And I've played the game to where if I play the Visa money, I lose 20%. If I play the fiat dollar money, I'm at 88 cent buying power because of taxes and regulations here in California. So I'm losing 12% there. But if I convert that fiat dollar into an EBT money, I gain 20% buying power at a certain location. Who's smart? Everyone else is losing money. And I didn't use one fucking bit of gold. Boom, baby. You got that right, Jeffro. And there ain't gold and silver mentioned in there because when you got a ride, it was gas, grass, or ass because nobody rides for free. It's not gold, silver, and copper, cigarettes, alcohol, maybe. Gas and grass and ass, definitely. So barter is all determined by who you're dealing with and what they value, what they have for what you have. And that changes per individual. So barter's a shitty way to think that you're going to get something and pre-plan to barter. Not going to happen. Because I know the value of silver. And if I had pizza and someone said, hey, I'll give you 2 silver for pizza. I don't need silver. What's your silver worth now? To me, if I don't need your silver, it's not worth my pizza. Barter something else now. But I only stacked fucking silver for barter. You're stupid. That's why Neil says, Learn a skill. Keep your silver stacked. You ever hear of diamond hands? Shit hits the fan scenario. Don't get rid of your precious metals. The whole point of a fucking shit hits the fan scenario is for the government to set it up for you to spend your precious metals so they can have it. So after shit hits the fan's over with, you're shit ass broke and no savings, no stack. Boom, they just made you poor. And you think you're smart. Wow. No, you get a skill, do a service, stock up on cigarettes, learn to make your own alcohol, get real with things that are sell during shit hits the fan. How do you do that? Go back to 1929. What stocks went up? Cigarette and alcohol. So why is it going to be gold and silver now? If a shit hits the fan scenario, all of a sudden things are rose-colored glasses that you put them on, and oh no, people aren't going to want cigarettes and alcohol. No, they're not going to want goods and services. They're only going to want silver and gold, and I'm going to stash it all. Okay, cool. You're going to lose it all. Yeah, I saw that, and they all took the candy bar, proving my back up on Hershey's. Boom, baby. Speaking of which, stock up on this shit. This is money, baby. Ooh, yeah. Now we're talking. That's worth more than silver when shit hits the fan. You want to know why? Because when parents got 2 crying babies, they don't want to eat silver. But they'll shut up if you give them chocolate. And that parent's already fed up because shit hits the fan. So they're already in a fed up mood when they wake up. So if you have some chocolate for their kids to keep their kids off their ass, that chocolate's going to be worth more than silver. And dad's going to want some alcohol and cigarettes. So now cigarettes, alcohol, and chocolate are more important than gold and silver in a shit hits the fan scenario. You want to know what else is more important? The farmer that can't get shit fixed because shit hits the fan. None of the mechanics are working. The welder's out. He can't get a hold of him. But yet you can weld. Now you made a deal with the farmer. You'll fucking weld up his axle in the field if he gives you part of your crop, his crop. Where did silver and gold come in on that? But now you're going to get food for your skill, and you get to keep your silver and gold. Isn't that a better way to do it? I just want to wake people up to things. What you think is money isn't really money, and what you think you know, you don't really know. If you want to know, go back to 1929, see what the hell happened, other than people jumping out windows. See what was valuable. Cigarettes, alcohol. Yeah, food was important too, but you didn't barter food. You ate it. Why would you give it away? Unless you have shitloads of it, in which case, if you have shitloads of food, you're probably going to lose a lot of food for it going bad, because who knows when the hell the shit hits the fan scenario is going to come, if at all. So the only way you can really stack a good quantity of repetitive food, trees, bushes, planting your freaking field, a small little 1/4 acre field for corn and watermelon and whatever. That's the only way you're going to be able to stack food forever, is to grow it for in a can. It's not going to last forever. So your idea of a shit hits the fan scenario, you already put on it that it's going to end within a year and all get better. Really? You might want to reconsider your shit hits the fan scenario. Now there's more. There you go. Spices and sugar comes in. Sugar, chocolate, always a good thing to have. Fish ponds. Yes, fish ponds are a good thing to have. But these are only things that you can have if you're out in the country. So what do you do if you live in the city? Get some friends. Go visit them. Tell them, hey, you got enough room for a couple cows. What about I buy the cow, you raise it, and we split the beef in 2 years. Oh, but that's such a long-term investment. Yeah, 400 pounds of beef for $50. What? 400 pounds of beef for $50? Yeah, you can buy a calf for about $50. 2 years later, it's a 12 to 1,400 pound cow that you're getting at least 400 pounds of beef, and it cost you $50. But hold on, you got to be able to think and say, hey, I don't want to fucking stick him full of chemicals and have him grown up to beefing size and slaughter size in 2 minutes. I know what an investment is. It's a long-term investment, 2 years. And hey, if you're smart, you'll have that son of a bitch get pregnant at the end of the first year. So it gives you another baby. So that way at the end of the second year, when you go to slaughter it, the baby that you got for free is already a year old off mother's milk. And now you got 800 pounds of beef and another cow for $50. And 2 years, 3 years of time, letting it free range on someone's property that you know. So community, very important. More important than bartering in a shit hits the fan scenario. The only thing is, you can't build a community during a shit hits the fan scenario. Preparation. It's a lifestyle. Oh, I got shit stacked up here. It's good for 50 years. That's a loser's game. I have nothing stacked up here for 50 years. But all my neighbors have fruit and nut trees, and we got food galore, and it'll grow for free for 50 years, and I have access to it. Why do I need to store food? I've got a community. I've built the community up already. I've put 22 years into building this community up. I don't need to stack as much food as everyone else because I have a good community. And it's in a city at that. That was harder than hell to do. It's easier to do if you know someone out in the country. Yeah, sugar. You always want sugar. Sugar's a mandate for shit. It's fan scenarios. But what you want is you want a community. You want to be a good neighbor to people. You want to have them talk to them while times are good. Talk them into saying, hey, throw in those food bushes and then food trees in your backyard. It'll look pretty. It'll look better than concrete. Yeah, most stupid asses put concrete in it. I have a guy across the street right now. I'll take you out. He's concreted his whole fucking front yard. The only reason I like him is he has an avocado tree in his backyard and he hasn't killed it yet. 40-foot avocado tree, but he's concreting in his whole front yard because he doesn't want to mow the grass. No food here. Boom. Yeah, that's where you learn to barter. That's where you learn to barter, Jeffro. Right there, brother. And I was born in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I was the only one in my dad's side of the family in my generation to be born in America. And I was born in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. My brother was born in Europe. My mother was born in Europe. So I'm kind of sort of first generation immigrant American. That's why I don't like all this racist shit, because who the hell seems to think that I deserve anything as an immigrant? Do I look like an immigrant? Or do I look like an entitled Westerner who's come over here and owned slave 500 fucking years? Oh, I look like that, so that's how I get treated. That's how I get treated as a first generation immigrant. Because I no sprechen English. Oh, no, wrong language. I don't know. I don't speak Spanish, so I'm not a first generation immigrant. I don't get any of the benefits because wrong skin color. Thank you, Obama. That's where the mind comes in handy. Because if you have the knowledge, you know what tools you really need. Hey, what's up, Mike? Like, see, Mike, he's getting to learn a lesson of bartering. He's taking his state money and giving it to Florida to build goods and services for Washington, taking money from their state and making Florida rich because they don't have the skills and services available because of regulations and taxes of the state of Washington to be able to build their own stuff. So that's a state that's in a failure mode, just like Chicago. Yeah, you know I'm going to jump. Man, Mike, you know you should have never told me. You should have never told me, Mike. I'm not going to live that one down until they turn those boats over to you, fully paid for and finished. Oh, yeah. Got to get my head right. But anyhow, basically, I hope that what you guys can get from this is what money is, what people perceive money to be, and what value is, because they're all three different things. And if you clutter them up in your mind, you're going to lose. Right now, quite frankly, basket weaving might be a good skill to know. Because if shit hits the fan, how many people have you heard saying, hey, when shit hits the fan, I'm going to grab all my luggage and carry all my shit around? I haven't heard one motherfucker say that. So that means when the shit hits the fan, those sons of bitches are going to be going out with nothing. And they're going to need pots, they're going to need pans, they're going to need baskets, wherever the hell they go bug out to. So if you know how to make those baskets, you'll be like that lady in the 1949 or 1849 gold rush who brought a sewing machine to the gold fields because she said she wasn't going to get her fingernails dirty. She was going to make more money than the gold miners. And she did, because every gold miner gave her some gold to repair their torn jeans and tents because she had a sewing machine and they didn't. So her goods and services were worth more to the gold miners than the gold they were mining. Levi Strauss. This guy right here. Levi Strauss made more money in the gold rush than the miners that were mining the gold. Smart people make money. Not smart people get backaches because they work too hard. Just say it. Think smart. Jeffro, I might have an opportunity for you. Stay in touch with me, brother. Actually, I will have an opportunity if you want it. It's matter. There's an opportunity available coming up for you, Jeffro. If you want it, stay in touch with me. You might could retire early and move down south at the same time and be better off. Let me know in June, July. Let me know what your plans are. I'll tell you what I can offer you. Because I plan on making a lot of people rich. Because a lot of people don't know how to think. The majority of Americans don't know how to think. And when this shit hits me, only people who know how to think are going to make money, Betty. Everyone else is going to lose their ass. And that's why all these people are selling you stupid shit on YouTube, going with this, that, the other, whatever the hell they're talking about. How many people have you heard talk about different types of money and show you proof of what money is according to the state that they live in? So I think I'm giving you good information, hopefully giving you good insight. You know, by the way, if anyone expects me to call you, I can't. My phone's turned off for lack of payment. I decided to go for food instead of a phone bill. So my phone's turned off. So if you want to chat, I believe. No, I do not. Okay, I fucked up. Hold on a second. If anybody wants to chat after live stream, because my phone's turned off, we can chat backstage right there. Oh, let me get the picture up a little bit more. But anyhow, there's snow indeed. Hey, what's up, James? Yeah, I don't see why you people live up there, man. That snow shit's crazy. I think snow is an indicator from God that you're stupid and you need to go leave it. It's meant to be enjoyed for vacation, not for 2 seasons consecutively, year after 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 year. I have never in my adult lifetime lived in an area where it snows. I was forced to live in one of the colder regions as a child. I lived in the most northern land-based lighthouse in Scotland, where we opened the front door and said, "Hi, North Sea," and that 30-mile-an-hour fucking ass cold wind with the snow drift of 12 foot. And yes, 1 mile walk to the bus stop. So I already got my fucking lifetime or 2 lifetimes of snow and cold. Oh yeah, can't forget the military. Those boys do know how to torture you. They call it preparation for combat. It's torture. I know what cold is. I don't need to feel it before you hand a gun to me and tell me to go shoot it. So what do you guys think of this deportation of the Somalis? I think that's going to get rid of a lot of fucking Democratic voters that are voting for Islam up there in Michigan. Because they were all given temporary status. That means they're allowed to vote, but they're not citizens. The temporary status gets taken away, and they can't vote. How do you think America got an Islamic country anyhow? Fraudulent voting. Damn it, James. It'll be worth probably by the middle of next year. It'll have already gone down to 400,000 again because housing is probably going to get cut in half. So you did pretty good, my friend. No, see, it's all about geographic location. A lot of places aren't going to get hurt that bad at all. As a matter of fact, right now, if you go to Huntsville, Alabama, because the Space Force home base is being built there, there's going to be 40,000 jobs in Huntsville, Alabama, of 125,000 plus a year and benefits. 40,000. That, you know what 40,000 people does to a town of 200,000, and all of them are making top dollar? That area is booming. I don't care what's happening anywhere else in the economy. You're going to have cities that are booming. And this is why people get rich, because they see in advance and they listen to the government and what the government's doing. They're like, money is going to be right there. Everyone's going to lose their ass all over here. Everyone's going to lose their ass. Money's going to be right there. And they move to right there and they get that money. If you move to the Huntsville area right now, or you don't even have to move there, buy a house there right now. They're going to go up in value. They're going to continue to go up in value because the economy is thriving because of what the government's doing. Same as the past 11 years or 50 years, excuse me, government growth. Government growth stopping. By necessity, the Space Force needs a home base. It was placed in Huntsville, Alabama, which means a whole military base. You know, I started off my ironworking career building an army base. I would love to end my career building the Space Force base in Alabama. I might work there for a little while just so I can say I did that. No, you guys aren't telling me shit. I will time you out if you start talking cold shit. I don't do cold. You see this? This is like one of those space age thermals and a thickie. It's only 45 outside, and I'm fingers are fixing to fall off frozen. It's a lie. But actually, with all the cats I have, it's quite warm in here. Their body temperature is actually 101 degrees. So I got like 20 furnaces running around here. Oh, and here's another cool thing. My food stamp card, because I've been unemployed. I worked like 5 weeks this year so far. So I am on food stamps. They told me it was cut off 2 months ago because of the government shutdown. So I was like, okay, so I'm hustling. It's side money coming in. Using it for food. And then I hear on the news you can go down and reapply for the EBT. So I go down to reapply. They told me I was never cut off. When in fact I was at a store about 60 days ago and I tried to use the card and it said canceled. So 3 days ago, when I went to get reapply, there was like $670 worth of food stamps on that card. And here I was fucking suffering, not eating well because they lied to me and told me the card was canceled. I was like, okay. So I have an abundance of cash on this card. I was buying on EBT. I don't approve, but fuck, man, they starved me out for 2 months by a lie, and so I'm like, fuck it, I got extra money. I don't eat that much. I have $400 a month about what I eat, and they give us $290. So. Chicago. What kind of dog you have, Jeffro? And if you guys want to know what cold is, I have never been colder than 70% humidity, 30 degrees, 25-mile-an-hour wind. Welcome to Florida. Yeah, high humidity, low temperature, high wind. Now you're looking at if it's like 35 degrees, 60% humidity, 20-mile-an-hour wind. You'll be dead in an hour if you're not dressed properly. And when I mean dress properly, they don't sell clothes in Florida that you dress you properly. You need windbreak or shit that actually breaks the wind. How do I know that? I worked on the Gulf of Mexico building an army base. I was there all summer and all winter. And I experienced grabbing the iron, painted red iron, with my glove and pulling it in the summertime, and the iron not moving, but my gloves filled with freshly melted paint because it was so fucking hot. The steel out the paint on the steel, and we still had to connect it. Exact opposite in the wintertime. It was so frozen, we had to beat ice off of the steel. In Pensacola, Florida, we had to beat ice off the steel so we could walk it. Fucking freezing cold. San Francisco. I worked in the snow in San Francisco in the summertime. I was 500 foot up in the air. If you know anything about elevations, every 15 foot is an elevation. It's a different temperature, different wind speed, different everything, different humidity. It could be raining and snowing at 5, 6, 7, 8,000 foot. And then it get down to about 300, 200 foot, and they'll totally evaporate. And it'll be sunny and you won't see shit. But if you're up 500 foot, you're freezing your ass off. Everyone's down there 500 foot beneath you, walking around in flip-flops, and you got all your winter clothes on. I've been in those situations. Oh, well, here's something interesting for you. That feeling of hunger you get, it's not hunger at all. What happens to your body when you fast and don't give it food? Proven fact, the Nobel Prize winner discovered this. Your cells eat your damaged cells. So if you have cancer and you fast, your body will eat the cancer cells. Don't tell your doctor it's illegal to cure yourself. Holistic medicine really does suck. Yeah, especially if you fast a lot. You know why I'm thin and healthy? My body eats up all my damaged cells. If you learn about your body in holistic medicine, you'll look at a doctor and laugh and say, hey, my leg's not physically broken right now. I don't actually need to see you, doc. Because that's the only reason you need a doc. Hey, doc, I just got shot. Hey, doc, I'm having a heart attack. Not, oh, let me go in every 2 months for a checkup so he can give me an extra drug because I can't take care of my own self because I'm stupid. My aunt, God rest her soul, fucking had some brain thing back in the 60s, fucked up in her head. Went to a couple of doctors. Her husband, my uncle, he was a vice chairman of a Champion paper mill in Louisiana. Fucking rich motherfucker. Had a lot of land. Anyhow, she got diagnosed with some brain shit. They gave her 20 pills to take. Say, this is what you need to take to make yourself better in the head. 25 years later, she goes back. Modern technology changes. She gets a new diagnosis. Doctors say, oh shit, we fucked up. You've been taking the wrong 20 pills for 25 years. You need to take these 16. But because you've been taking those pills for so fucking long, you have to take them because your body's used to it. So she ended up dying taking 36 fucking pills a day. She didn't trust God. She was a spiritual woman, so she said. She didn't trust God at all. Could you imagine having to take 36 fucking pills a day? How long would it take for you to fucking 36 pills? And that's what she did because she got diagnosed wrong. And the more important thing is the doctor said it. Your body gets used to the drugs you take. High blood pressure, cholesterol. After 5 years, you have no fucking chance in hell of getting off them sons of bitches, even if your high blood pressure goes down naturally or your cholesterol goes down naturally, because your body's used to the drugs. Doctors don't tell you that shit. That's why I call doctors legal drug dealers. They'll hook you on heroin, and they'll call it Tylenol, and it'll kill you. You know why they overprescribe medications? They get paid by the pharmaceutical companies to do so. They get incentive checks to give you drugs. It's like me selling drugs on the street, except for pharmaceuticals ain't getting cut, so it's illegal. So you can be a drug dealer if the pharmaceutical gets their cut? Yes, you can, because that means Congress gets their cut. That means your local politicians get their cut. Pharmaceutical get their cut. You get your cut. You're a legal drug dealer. Ask your mom, ask your dad, ask your uncle, see how many drugs they're on. They're not on weed and cocaine. They're on Demerol, Exerol, Zyrtec, took it in the ass, and any other drug. But they're not on weed and cocaine. What drug really kills? Opioids. Go to Pennsylvania. The opioid epidemic fucking wiped out 1/3 of a town. Thank you, Obama. Legal drug dealers is what doctors are, whatever your government mandates for them to do. They will violate their oath of do no harm for money. They're legal drug dealers. Nah. Woo! I got some stories, bro. Like I said, I grew up in Northwest Florida. Yeah. Cocaine comes in on the water, okay? Might I suggest, James, look into food. You probably get off those drugs. Watch my channel. Every now and then no, I can't. I'm not going. I can't. Never. I can't give you guys medical stuff. I get strikes when I do that. What I can suggest is look at food for your medicine. I hated beets. Growing up as a kid, Thanksgiving, fucking hated them. Never ate them. I found out what they do to my heart. For my heart. This Thanksgiving, I ate the beets. They're really good for you. Well, Jeffro, yes, they do. And people ask, Neil, this is so beautiful. Neil, why do you grind fresh cinnamon and put honey in my tea? I challenge you to Google what that does. And you'll find out it lowers high blood pressure and cholesterol. They do keep raising the numbers or changing the numbers so that way they can put you on it. 10 years ago, I was well within the numbers. 5 years ago, I was borderline high. Hadn't changed anything. They changed the numbers. I'm the only person in my family that lived over 50 that was never on high blood pressure or cholesterol medication. My brother, the Green Beret, doctor fucking extraordinaire dude, high blood pressure and cholesterol medications. Neil? I've had this, you see that? 6 years. I still have, I don't know, about 15%. Straight aspirin. Oh yeah, hold on, wait. And this, you know what this is? California wacky tobacco. If you know anything about medicine, right here, right in this area right here of your body, It's called the back part of your brain. You have it too. You have these things called cannabinoids. Perfect receptor. Receptor means receiving. You have a cannabinoid receptor inside your brain that is the perfect chemical match for if you smoked weed. So, why were we made before a doctor even has anything to do with manipulating you? You are made with cannabinoid receptors. Google it. Do you have cannabinoid receptors in your brain? Yes, as a matter of fact, you do. Every human being on the planet does. Well, why are cannabinoids illegal? Because doctors can't make money on it because Neil can grow it at his house for free. So there's no money in it. You can't grow the economy. This economy we're in is a fake economy grown by the government. 70 years ago, we had 50 agencies. Now we have 450. We employ 23.6 million people in the federal government. Close to 20% of the workforce works for the government, which means they're paid by tax dollars. So if 20% of your people are paid by tax dollars, how the fuck much taxes do you have to pay to grow that economy? Think about it, people. Think about it. We're a consumption nation now. That's changing. We're going to be a manufacturing nation. So we've got to get those people in those jobs, those cushy jobs. We need to get rid of them. So they start manufacturing. Right now, Ford has a spot for 5,000 qualified mechanics starting at $125,000 a year, $10,000 a month to be a mechanic to work for Ford. Are you qualified? No. Why? You want to make six figures? What are you making now? 5? You know? William, what's up? I'm not going to say that, but I 100% agree. Yeah, that's done wonders for the world. That's for sure. It's done a couple of good things, but it's done a lot worse than good. Oh, and by the way, yeah, let's look at this. I wanted to show this since I got you people here. Let's see what this. I think Jeff Rose, one who's. Which one of you fools bought Clean Air Metals when I told you to? Share screen. Because if you'd have bought Clean Air Metals, I think I told you to buy it at 3.5 or 0.035. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't everything just like kind of sort of crash? So if everything kind of sort of like crashed, this thing went up 40%. And that's Clean Air Metals. So Clean Air Metals, while everything else is down, went up. That's interesting. Now let's see what. I love this one. Okay, this one's good. Yes. This is why I did not recommend OKLO. And if you remember or go back to any of my live streams, OKLO was kicking ass. It really got up there. As you can see, it got up to, $163 just 2 weeks ago. Now it's down to 91. Now it's getting down to where I might maybe suggest that this level here of about 75-ish might be a floor for it, because there is no charting any of this back here. It had to go up that high so it can get a chart level. And I think right now, now is a decent time to buy, even though, oh my God, even at $91, look at this. It says 81, it's up 81%, I guess, year to date, or in the last week, I don't know. From the beginning of time back here at $9.88, which is what, July 2021. Oh, we can't do that. Let's do it here. March 2020. Okay, so in 18 months, it's pretty much gone up 800%, even though it's down to $91. Still a better buy than gold. Just saying, I hate to point things out, but it is what it is. Now, this is the one I like, and I actually I did a little video, a little short on this one. Let me get over here and share screen with you guys. Share screen, share screen, share screen. So many buttons to push. NNE stock chart, share screen. Now see, this one go, max. Okay, from its inception, it's still up 625%, but that now is only, again, 18 months, and it's up 625%. I think that's still better than gold. But anyhow, right now, even though its high was back over here at what, like $44, $47 is its high. Again, it just dropped back down to 29. If I had a better charting system, I'd say that would probably be, yeah, you could use the 30, 30, 31, 31. Yeah, probably 30 is a floor for this new one. Again, I still am an advocate of this one. It's up 625% since, 18 months. Again, better than gold. So that's why I say don't have your blinders on. Just stick with only gold and silver and platinum and crystallized osmium. No, not at all. Don't do any of that crap. That's just part of your portfolio. That's just the part I like talking about. You take care, James. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Yeah, I've been telling people to buy silver for quite some time. As a matter of fact, when I first got on YouTube 3.5 years ago, I didn't know anything about crystallized osmium. My initial saying was buy silver and platinum for like little over 2 years. And then I found out about crystallized osmium and I added it to the statement, buy silver, platinum, crystallized osmium. Again, I stand by all three of those metals. They're going to take off. Silver, proven me right. Everyone knew it's silver. I mean, that was a no-brainer. Everyone knew silver was going to go up. Platinum. I went round and round with Rick Rule. Who is it? Andy Sheckman, Chris Marcus, James Anderson. I just named 4 of the top freaking precious metals companies guys. They're promo guys or owners. And I turned all of them around on their thoughts on platinum, except for Andy Sheckman. And I bet he wishes he'd have turned his thoughts around and bought it when I told him to. Rick Rule was the first one to change his mind about platinum after I talked to him. Because I gave him pushback on one of the statements he made on a live stream, and he caught what I said. So we had a little discussion. And then on the next live stream I saw him on, I brought it up. He's like, yeah, you're right, man. I'm into platinum now, Neil. He brought it to my attention. And that's why I've been talking about platinum, because no one's talking about it. No one has been talking about it for 3.5 years, when it is the sleeper of all the metals. Yeah, William, their platinum contracts, I already did a video on that. This year they bought half the world's supply of platinum, 3.4 or 3.2 million ounces for car contracts for new engine designs that I was telling people about also. New engines coming out. Nothing new there if you've watched my channel. But yeah, they bought a whole shitload of platinum. And the funny thing is, Clean Air Metals is in America. It's in Canada. It's got a huge platinum vein. They'll be mining it spring. Platinum's going to take off like a rocket. I agree with the first part of that. I can't say I dug into myself deeper, But yeah, I was Ron's #1 moderator, his administrative moderator, when he started out. And I saw the direction he was going about 4 months before he went in his direction. And I got this guy who turned out to be an a-hole named Jake's Custom Parts. I got him to be made moderator. And then I had this Annie Oakley made her moderator. And then Coin Shop Chris made him moderator. Coin Shop Chris turned out to be a dick too. And I left. And I told Ron, I was like, dude, I don't like the direction you're going. I'm going to back off because I don't want to go in this direction. And then about 3 months, 4 months later, he came with that unicorn fart dust. I was like, whoa, I knew it was going somewhere. And then he got hacked and lost it all. I was like, yeah. But, you know, right now he has 57,000 subscribers too. And he only had a couple thousand back then. So that just shows you the size of the crypto market. Yes, it is. I don't fuck with that one. Because my theory on that one, William, let me make sure it's not rhodium. Let me double check because you got rhenium and rhodium. Let me get a little search results here. Rhodium is the okay, so rhodium is the one. Let me go just double check here before I open my mouth and go to Ketco and make sure that I'm talking about rhodium, because I got a little dyslexia when it comes to words and numbers and shit. I just want to make sure I'm talking about slow computer. Rhodium. Yeah, okay. No, I'm not into what is that? Rhenium. Rhodium I won't touch. Yeah, I'm sure it does. It's not a platinum group's metal though. Rhodium is, and rhodium is very volatile price-wise, and there's a reason for that. But rhenium, I don't know too much about. Hey, Deja Vu. Bingo. Does he still have that bear? Oh, by the way, just to prove my point, there's a bear in the background. If Ron still has it up, it's a white bear. It's on his left side. It's Plutos. It's the god, a Greek god of wealth. I named him Plutos. He's the platinum bear, and he has a. And I told him, I says, wait till it's 2,500 and take off his mask. And they did like 2,000 for gold. I was like, keep it on. It's going to get there. And now he's got it in the background. Yeah, I know its uses. I'm not into that metal. I got not my blinders on, but I got the ones that I see that are important to what I'm looking at, and rhenium isn't one of them. Okay. Let's not make fun of him. He's actually a good guy, just trying to raise 2 beautiful young daughters, keep them safe and raise them right, doing what he can to get money up in these crazy times. You know, you can't blame a guy for doing that. It is funny, but I don't blame him for doing it. Yeah. Again, he chose his path for his reasons. Everyone's got their own path for their own reasons. So I try my best. I'm not perfect, but I try my best not to judge other people. But like when I get into spouse, like what started this all off was a conversation I was having on Michael and Nancy's show last night. And Frostbite was on it, and they were talking money, and I was giving some facts out and said that, you know, states minted money before it was like 1863 or something like that. And this other cat said, no, companies did too. And that's why I had to do the explanation I did at the beginning of this. It's not money that those companies made. It was tokens, and you couldn't spend them anywhere except for at that company store. Same as what I showed with this EBT money. And there's arbitrage to be had. I gained 20% value of my spending by taking a fake $20 bill and turning it into $25 EBT cash. But it's not cash. They just call it that, so that psychologically you'll associate it with money. Therefore, you will give it worth by your belief in it. I don't fall for that psychological bullshit. I actually see what the fuck it is. Everyone else's feelings gets them caught up in that psychological game. And a lot of people can't break away. That is for the lesser intellect individuals. I would agree 100%. I would say if a more highly intellect individual got mad, it would be because they would perceive that someone is getting in their way or trying to stop them or give them negativity, and they can't take it anymore. Oh, you see this kitty cat? This is Pumpkinhead. And that's Gandalf. Gandalf and Pumpkinhead. You see yourself, Pumpkinhead? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you, young ladies? Is that you? It's my little Pumpkinhead. Yeah. She likes sitting in my lap. And I got another one just came around down here. It's probably behind me. What are you doing, Pumpkin? You attacking my hand now? Okay. No one wants to see that. Let me give you my hand. Attack it. Attack away, young lady. She likes nibbling on my fingers. Do you like nibbling on my fingers? Do you like nibbling on my fingers? I'm going to give you a belly scratch. What you doing? Go for the hair. There you go. Yes, Gandalf is the top cat. No doubt about it. He's my number one. She's just cute because she's little right now and still figuring things out. And all little kitties are cute. And then they become whatever they're meant to be. Yeah. What you doing? She's like, what the hell is this cat doing to me? I don't know if I like him. I'm all biting. If I had a heart attack, I swear these cats would eat me. Oh yeah, indeed, deja vu. Oh my God, there are people that they're so. Oh man, you're like, dude. I hope you don't believe what you're saying. Yeah, a lot of YouTubers are hilarious, but then you got to think about the misinformation they're giving out, and people are eating it up because they're even more foolish, and that's disturbing. Because then you get people that are semi-intelligent believing stupid shit. Right on. I appreciate that. I was actually hoping because it was a day stream that I might could get JM in here, or anyone else who wants to hop in. I got it, the link at the top. See that claw right there? She's like, I'll get you. Poke my belly. I'm gonna poke your belly again. I'm gonna poke your belly again. Uh, this is like a 101-degree scarf on half my neck. Now it's on the back half. What you doing over there? You want to know why, and that's actually going to end, Jeffro, and I can tell you that our government's already told me why, and they told everyone, but no one else heard. TikTok's being sold to an American company because America has already stated that we're purging all CCP companies out of America. That's why we went after Panama. That's why we went after Mexico, and that's why we're going after TikTok. The president's looking at getting a couple American companies to buy TikTok, because if you were to go to China and look at the TikTok videos in China, and then call your spouse in America and ask them what TikTok videos they were seeing, the TikTok videos the Chinese company that owns TikTok are providing to our youth are stupid, idiotic, dumbass, irrelevant, lied bullshit. little 30-second shits. If you're in China and you look at it, they're giving out educational information on TikTok. It's a total different fucking company, proving that they are doing a psychological warfare against us and our youth to make them stupid. Then you look at the Department of Education and you see all the Harvard presidents and Berkeley lead professors are all Chinese. And then you go back, say, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, when the dissidents in China turned over a list of 5 million CCP card-holding Chinese citizens in America. And they said their goal is to take over business, education, and industry and lead us to hell. Now you look at all these businesses, you look at all these colleges, and you look at all these industries and see what kind of Chinese people are leading them. That's getting purged out of America. TikTok will not go away, but they're being forced to sell an American version of TikTok to an American company and not to be owned by a Chinese company. Snooks pisses me the fuck off. Yeah, I don't do TikTok either. I've never done TikTok. I've just heard about it. No, the kitty cat didn't pee in my coat. Although I do every now and then, I'll open up this hoodie like this and let her crawl inside and she'll sleep in it. But then it kind of pulls on my fucking throat like it's choking me. So I don't want to encourage her to do that because as she gets bigger, used to be like 10 pounds. If she does that shit, it'll be like, ooh. So it's cute now, but I see the ramifications being horrible later. So I don't allow her to do it anymore. I do allow him to lay on the bed, though, as you can see. Dude, go to Alabama if you like Southern speaking women. I believe Scarlett O'Hara from that movie, Gone with the Wind, Alabama. Oh, Scarlett, darling. Yeah, that's how they talk down there, bro. The sophisticated one, the trailer trash talks like trailer. I mean, trailer trash is trailer trash. Yes, 100%. And so is, I just saw an article and I don't want, there was another device, an electronic device that is total spyware. Oh, what was that article? I just read right over it. I didn't even think about it because I didn't want to, it's so disgusting. It's a US product and the US is using it to spy on us. Damn. Yeah, like I said, I just was scrolling through articles to read, and that was one of them. And it was interesting, but I didn't want to read it because certain things you can't do anything about. So if you know about them, don't know about them too much if you can't do anything about it, because then you're going to be fucking depressed all the time. Sometimes ignorance is truly bliss. It really is. But I am one step closer to getting my product made. Once I get back to work, if you guys want to say a prayer that a good job in December, I'd appreciate it. It will take some years to grow, but it's not going to take years for the stock price to go up. Again, if you go back and look a couple minutes ago, I was showing the OKLO and NNE stock price. They have zero product, just like Clean Air Metals. Yet one of them went up to $180. It has no product yet. They came back down because they have no product yet, but they have contracts for products. Same as Clean Air Metals. The only thing about Clean CLRMF, is they're not going to contract out the mining. They've already done the paperwork in March and April of this year to convert from a exploration company to a mining company. And they're not going to mine it the same way as they mine in South Africa platinum. They're going to open pit gold mine it style, which means they're going to, and I did a video on this, they're going to do it because it's located about 500 meters to 700 meters and it goes sideways. It doesn't go down like in South Africa. South Africa, they're all at like 2,200 meters from rock mining down deep. The vein of platinum in Canada, in Thunder Bay, Canada, is running kind of sideways from 500 to 700 meters. A lot of platinum too. So they're going to open pit down to 400 meters and then just do a small 100 meter down, go sideways, so they can have conveyors and all this shit that other platinum miners on the planet can't even conceive of having. They will be able to have, and the grade of that platinum is a lot higher than the grade of South African platinum. So it's a richer platinum vein, closer to the surface and horizontal, not vertical. So the amount of time it's going to take them to get that shit out of the ground, it's going to be record speed. And that's going to boost the price of platinum. Yeah, they probably will, because they want to control the platinum industry in the Western Hemisphere and take it away from Russia and BRICS and South Africa. And to do that, we have to be able to refine it here on the continent of America. They have opened up and allowed it's not a rare earth element. There's a smelter. First one's been allowed to open up here in America for some mineral that America desperately needs. We're opening up. It's not it's not lithium or cleaner rare earth elements. It was some other element. They just passed all the legislation and all the regulations to allow it to be built, to be open, to be the first smelter. I think it's aluminum, to be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to recheck that. But we're starting to reopen smelters here in America, which means we're serious about mining. And that means, well, let's do the weave. If America controls energy market of the world, we're going to be the biggest miners of the world, because everyone's going to be buying energy from us. And well, if America owns the energy market, the American government's going to subsidize it to where American companies can make more money than other companies from other countries, because we want to make America great. How do you think we made it the first trillionaire? Taxpayer subsidies. You got to learn how to make billionaires to understand how economies work. That's why I suggest you look at Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traoré, when he said about 6 months ago, Burkina Faso is going to make a few billionaires. How the fuck does a country make billionaires unless it's manipulating its own economy and giving away certain parts of its economy for private industry to take over and profit from, beholding to the country that it got that idea from? Same as Bill Gates, Elon Musk for America. Burkina Faso in about 3 to 5 years is going to have 2 or 3 billionaires, and they're going to be doing the bidding of the Burkina Faso government that the government can't do, but it created billionaires to be able to do. Same as America. That's why I say keep your eye on Burkina Faso, because it's going from a third world country to a first world country. Economic opportunity. I've said that for 2 years. There we go. Yes. I think copper will be going up because as silver and gold and platinum goes up. Hold on, before we say any of that, we're getting rid of we already got rid of the copper in the penny. There's only 2% copper in the penny. It costs more to make, there's like 3 cents to make 1 penny. Part of that's copper price. So if we're losing our coinage because of the amount of increase of gain of the product that makes that coinage, even though it's a small percent, because years ago, we took, like 1982, we took the copper out of the coin because it got too expensive. Now it's gotten a lot more expensive. So it's going to go up with all the other monetary metals, silver, gold, Copper is, a lot of people are going to argue this because technically it's not a monetary metal. But if you look at every historic country on the planet, copper is fractional silver. Silver is fractional gold. That is called an economy, an economic financial system. You have your gold for your top tier high dollar purchases, silver for your less purchases, which is fractional gold, and then copper for your even lower purchases, which is fractional silver. So although copper is not a money metal, it is a money metal. Has been for since ever. Yeah, 1982. And that's why it's still worth a nickel. And as soon as copper goes up, the nickel's going away. So get ready to buy the last Omega nickels. Probably happen within 5 years. I could be off by a couple of years, but it will happen. That's a guarantee, because the economy's going in that direction to where the prices will go up on all the commodities. So those things that can't gain in value with the increase of the commodity will go away. Penny, nickel, eventually the dime. The nickel probably within 5 years, maybe 7. Definitely save those, because they'll be worth like 40, 50 cents probably. Anyone want to come up? I don't see anyone backstage. Have any more subjects you want to talk about? Again, you go back to the beginning of this, I explained what is presented to us as to be money in our minds through faith and confidence, and it's not actually money. $1976 quarters. I thought it was like fucking 1962 and before is when the quarters had silver in them, not 1976. No. This paper? Yes. The new paper? No. And that's why I showed it air, because the new paper hasn't come out yet. Although I might have a picture of the new paper. I don't want you to see my crotch. I'm not nickel. Let me see. Visual effects. See if I have it in here. I'm going to get the picture that I was given of what the new dollar is going to look like. And they're ones, fives, tens, 20s, 50s, and hundreds. There we go. That dollar looks a lot different than that 20 I pulled out. That right there is going to be our new dollar bill that you're going to carry in your wallet. Money is not going to go away, people. Sorry, hate it for you. Always going to have a physical bill in our lifetimes, unless you're like 5 or 6 years old right now. In which case you shouldn't be here. You're too young. We're going to have physical money because we have homeless people. And homeless people don't have computers and $1,000 phones that they can carry tokens around in and secure all their little wallets and all this other electronic devices that you need to do with currencies of a digital format. So they are going to have a physical bill for the lower echelon of people. Because as the economy raises and prices go up, you have more people on the bottom end. You got to keep them, they've got to be part of the economy. If you cut them out of the economy, your economy fails before it starts. So to keep them in the economy, we will have a physical dollar bill. There's no way around it, bro. There's just no way around it. Physically, in realistic, actual terms, there's no way to get around not having a physical dollar bill. Because if you think about it, the 9.6 trillion physical dollar bills that are owed to America has to be paid back in the physical dollar bill. That's contracted. So just to say, oh, we're changing everything and it changes is not how it works. You have to have lots of countries agree to all these contracts. And in doing so, they will negotiate down their debt owed to you. It's not going to happen. We're going to say, give your old bills up for these new bills, and you're still going to owe us $9.6 trillion, and you have to pay them in United States money. So that way we can keep our economy rolling. And we're going to have a digital economy on top of that, which will increase our economy because we're not taking away the physical dollar. Because if you add the digital and you take away the physical, you're back down here. And that's not how you grow. You grow by going up. So you got to keep the physical, add the digital on top of it. You created your whole economy twice, renewing everything. But if you get rid of the physical, the digital goes down and you did nothing. That's real. That's real. And that option will be available. Like I say, it's going to be a 3-tiered system. You're going to be rich, small amount of middle class, and poor. And the poor are going to need that physical dollar. So yeah, fiat debt as instrument is not interesting. And that's a good thing because that's going to be for poor people. And also, you will always want physical cash because as a matter of fact, what's the date today? 29th? We are in, and I did this story 2.5 years ago on solar cycles. And I stated in November 2025 would be the height of the solar cycle flares hitting the Earth. Go back and look. I was 100% right. It's all science are told to us. We already know about it. Everyone out there in the world doesn't know about it, but people who keep up with science knew that November 2025 was going to be the height of the solar storms hitting the Earth. Okay, when that happens, satellites go down. If we had an M4 event, we'd have no satellites left up above us right now. Everything digital would go away. To keep the economy steady and safe and growing, you got to have cash. And even if it's not that bad of an event, say it's a plane, guy has a heart attack and he fucking rams into a major tower cell for electricity and the Southeast goes without power for 2 days. Now your gas station doesn't take your credit card, but they'll take cash. Store won't take credit cards because the system's down. They'll take cash. They'll take silver and gold probably at that time as well, but they'll take cash. So there's always going to be that unless you can guarantee that there will never be a power outage due to God, the sun, the rotation of the planets, storms, fires, people in airplanes having heart attacks, and any other scenario you could throw out there. Unless you can guarantee for a 100% positive that will not happen, we will always have a physical bill. And you will always need to have it on you, no matter whether your belief in it is there or not, because your belief is irrelevant to the belief of the country and the perspective they're selling. And the perspective they're selling is the perspective you use to gain wealth, not your perspective, theirs. You digest their perspective, take out what you don't like, still use it because, well, you're making money in America. So you got to look at what America's economic situation is and where they're going and what they want, devoid of your personal feelings, because there's 320 million of us. One person's feelings, what's that? Your roadkill. Don't put the blinders on. The system's going to roll whether we like it, the system or not. We can change the system, but it's still going to roll. It's still going to go until it changes. It's still going to roll. And after it changes, it's going to roll. And it's not going to end cutting people out of the system for the beliefs and feelings of people. Eventually, 100 years from now, we won't have a physical dollar bill. It'll all be digital. People won't even be talking about gold and silver. Because if we do evolve to where we have, and I did a show on how they're going to remote mine the moon for hydrogen-3, which is like $20 million a kilo. So it's very profitable for anyone who's an entrepreneur that wants to do it. Technology is already available. Elon Musk got some cheap flights. All you got to do is get up there. You're making $20 million a kilo. And you can have your miner in mom's basement, remote control, like a PlayStation. You want to know why society here in America kicked kids into the PlayStation and the arcade game thing? It's very beneficial for defense, space exploration, space mining, because that's the kind of things we're going to be using to run those robots that we don't have quite yet. But hey, it's coming, and everyone's worried about robots going to take my job. Hey, let's go take my job. No. Learn to run it, then you'll be a miner on the moon because of AI and robots. A new opportunity that does not exist today. A whole new range of companies and corporations and jobs are coming that you can't conceive yet. Yeah, all the ones you think are going to die will die, just like the milkman and the Iceman and the moving company. Because after World War II, and you can Google this right now, we had 40,000 moving companies after World War II because every veteran came back, bought a deuce and a half, and opened up a moving company because he didn't have any other skills. Over time, they bought each other out until there's only 3 in 2025, from 40,000 to 3 in 80 years. It's called evolution. They didn't die. They just got other jobs. And hey, the 3 companies we have now, those truckers, they're going to lose their jobs due to automated driving. We're not going to die because to keep the economy running, they need work. How do you keep an economy running if no one's working? Are you going to kill everybody off and be world dominating only on your own? How's this work? I mean, seriously, logically, how's this play out? Yeah, okay, you see, it's just not logical. It's not probably going to happen. Meet the Jetsons. Do, 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 do. That was a good cartoon. We're not far off of Jetsons. They're coming up with flying cars. That's going to change things too. That's going to change the building industry. Robots will have nothing to do with that. In my style of building that I want to do, robots ain't got no spot in it. It'll cost too much to get them out there and keep them operating. Be cheaper to use human labor. There's a lot of things that are coming out. Like I said, I also did a video on this. In a nuclear, a micro nuclear reactor, you've got a ball of restraining metals and materials that keep that nuclear reaction on the inside of it. If in part of that ball that you use to retain that nuclear explosion or fission that's going on, fusion, whatever, you can as the fusion takes place, it shoots off protons. If you use a mercury based system to line the inside of that cavity, it takes and that proton that it gets expelled when the 2 atoms collide from the nuclear energy making process, it pushes out a proton. Proton hits that mercury solution and creates Au-148, gold. Creates gold. It creates gold. So if we're going to have an abundance of micronuclear reactors, I know if I ever get a couple $1 million together and buy a micronuclear reactor, I guarantee you I will have that center console place that holds all that stuff together with that mercury shelling, because they've already been in the video. The guy said you make, I think, one small modular reactor can make like 5,000 pounds of gold a year. So if we don't have any gold in Fort Knox, yes, gold 184 or 148, it's a little radioactive. Not killer, but it's a little radioactive. It's still gold that you can put on your balance sheets and run your country off of. So not only is there a lot of gold in the ground, because of new technology, there's going to be a lot of gold made. Not silver, not platinum, not crystallized osmium. And that's why Neil has said for years, oh gosh, dog it, I didn't have it saved. Buy silver, platinum, and crystallized osmium, because that's where the money's at. And it'll always be where the money's at. Because Neil knows it rhymes. Not only am I right, it rhymes. I know. You don't have to believe me. Just research it yourself. Everything I say, research yourself. And don't go with the first thing you see when you research. And go with more than one, Google, and then go Foxfire. Do several different search engines to come up with a better conclusion of the facts. And, do a little digging, put some intellect into it. And you'll find out everything I'm saying is true. I don't lie to you people. I like everyone here from what I've known about you. But to lie to someone, you have to want to impress them. And no offense, you people are nice. You're great. I don't care to impress you. I don't want to waste my time pretending to be something I'm not. So I'm not going to lie to you. It's that simple. I don't give a shit to impress you. You either like me for being honest and the person I am, or go to another channel and listen to the bullshit they're selling. I don't care. I wish a lot more people would be here to hear what I have to say so they can research it themselves and benefit themselves in their financial future, minus their feelings and the psychology that's been used against them because they haven't overcome it yet, because they've got kids, mom just died, their marriage, college, double jobs, a lot of distractions in life that I don't have. So I can focus more on other things. That gains me a certain insight to a certain knowledges that I can actually research that other people's lives, they're just too busy trying to keep up. And the system's designed to keep you too busy to where you do not become informed, because then you can stay a slave to the system. I don't want to see that. I don't want to lie to you, but I don't want to see you poor for the next fucking rest of your life. I'd rather you listen to me, research what the fuck I say, tell me I'm a dumbass if you find out I'm wrong. But if you find out I'm right, please do good for yourself in investing. Become wealthy. I don't care. I'd rather you be wealthy. But if you're not, okay, that's your choice. The only thing in this world stopping you from being wealthy is you, your perspective, your feelings, your blinders, your emotions, your empathy, your apathy. Those added to financing are what make people fuck up. To become good at financing, just do financing. No feelings, no moral compass, no, just follow the rules of financing. It's simple. And once you start looking at it that way, you'll find out your government turns out rules on financing. And they follow them every 20 years. So if you're not someone that's been programmed through TikTok to have a 30-second, attention span, when you can expand it to like 20 years, you'll be a multimillionaire. See, but the government's programmed you to have a 30-minute extension span because of TikTok, shorts, YouTube shorts, 30-second shorts. You're getting programmed. The powerful computer, the quantum computer that's in your head is being programmed for short-term memory recall. In other words, you're going to get bored for a 15-minute whatever. You'll get bored with it because we're being programmed to have a short-term memory. We're getting programmed for small shit. YouTube pays more money. When I first started YouTube, they liked 3 to 5 minute videos. Now it's gone up to 12 to 15-minute videos. Still not 2 or 3 hours, but they actually seem to want to expand people's retention and ability for 12 to 15 minutes over 3 to 5, which is great because it was going down to fucking 1 to 2 minute attention span. Because once you lose someone's attention, they're gone. They're not going to be rich. They're not going to be wealthy, and they're not going to be happy. They're going to be slaves to the system because they don't know how to think, because they fell into being programmed and allowing the supercomputer that's in your brain to be programmed by external sources. And we all get hit by external sources. It's advertisement is nothing but psychological warfare. Then you get governments going against each other. Then you get economic warfare going. And there's all kinds of psychological bullshit going on to the independent individuals out here in this world. You gotta be able to get above that. And if you can't at least get above that, listen to someone who you think might be, and just research the stuff that they're saying that's interesting to you, and possibly gain some financial gain from it. I talked about NNE, I talked about OKLO, I talked about Clean Air Metals, that Rolls-Royce stock that Williams into. I gave him that tip, that good advice about 3 years ago. And then you got XLM, Algo. I talked about Algo. It's on the ISO 222. What else? HBAR, Quanta, ZBCN. And then you got silver, platinum, and crystallized osmium. And here shortly, housing and land. I mean, what asset class have I missed? What asset class have I missed? They're all cycling. all these four different little things are coming, except for they're not doing this. They're doing this. And if you could take and jump from this high to this one as it goes high, and you got to jump back down, you're 10x your fucking money by jumping asset classes with profit margin. That's why I like the Economic Ninja. He sees that too. Jumping from asset class to asset class, from high to high. After you made all your profit, getting towards the top, sell out, get into the other one before it goes up. Because these cycles are coming together. There's a pinch in the road. There's a tight spot. And this 8-lane highway that had all these 180, 50-year economic cycles on them all have to squeeze together to get through this pinch point. That means all their highs are popping one after another after another. If you can jump asset class, you're going to come out a multimillionaire. Yes, I'm not talking about nickel because everyone has their own. They make their own choices in life, and nickel will do fine. He's into certain precious metals, and the way he gets them is going to be fine. But as far as the rest of the way he looks at things, he's limited himself because of he's not using. He's allowed external forces to psychologically program him because he's focused on what he's doing. He doesn't want to take the blinders off and look around and see what else is going on as he is going on with his thing. That's the only difference. It's like having a lot of horses in the race. All of them have fucking blinders on. They're only looking at their lane. You know, there's a lot of lanes. So you can profit once, you can profit 8 times. Depends. If you only see one lane, you're only profiting once. You see 2 lanes, you can profit twice. You see 4 lanes, you can profit 4 times. Right now, we're bottlenecking in. The highway is reducing to a 2-lane highway from an 8-lane highway. Cycles are going to be back to back to back to back to back. Crypto cycle is going to come. Stock cycle is going to come. Land cycle is going to come. Precious metal cycle is going to come. Back to back to back to back to back. And it's cool to have blinders. I mean, like I said, your asset class that you're specifically in will do well. I'm not saying it won't. It will do well. If you know your asset class and you're in a good part of your asset class, it will do well. But you can do so much more. That's all I'm saying. And you know, a lot of people don't want to do. That's fine. It's totally fine. I don't care. I would love to see people do more, get more, gain more. But you know, it's all y'all. I'll be doing a couple videos hopefully beginning part next year, showing stuff that I've been doing. I'm showing you how I'm going to make money because I'll have it already copyrighted and all this other shit. I'll be able to show it. And that'll just be one of many things that I'm going to get started. I'm in with another friend. We got another project, but trust me, with my other friend, when we get our project to the point where I have a virtual walkthrough design, I will have a fucking live stream and show you the shit, and y'all are going to shit your fucking pantses. You're going to be like, how the hell did he come up with that? That's how amazing it's going to be. And that'll probably be springtime. We'll have it to that point. And then Gerald and I got ventures we're going to be doing. And hopefully springtime, those will be paying off too. I won't be able to go down there but I might be able to. But if not, I'll have him videotape the stuff down there and put it on the channel. 79. Who made you blue? I can't time you out. Oh, I made you blue, so I wouldn't time you out. I guess I like you. Weird. How you doing, girl? Let me put on my other face. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you, 79. Put on the other face. Oh, gosh, it's 79 again. You guys must have been talking about her. I wasn't talking about her. I was talking about JM. Unless she's with JM. Now that's an interesting thought. You have been banned. Or you are a band. Band-Aid, maybe? We'll start calling Tara a Band-Aid. Dude, I need lots of band-aids, man. I got so many damn cuts all over my freaking hands, knuckles. And I haven't even been doing iron work. Imagine when I get back to doing iron work. Oh, I used to have fun with fucking 79 on Nickel's show. Before he just went to blinders on. I can't deal with that shit. And then he wanted to put me in a box. Dude, there ain't no box big enough to put me in. You got to have like 5,000 boxes to put me in. Put that Neil in that box, that Neil in that box, and break down all my personalities and put them all into different boxes. Because as I learn knowledge and gain knowledge, my opinions change with the gain of knowledge, which changes all those boxes and their opinions. So don't try and put me in one box. That's the biggest mistake ever. And he tried. Along with Constitutional Stacker. So I just, that's, I'm here to elevate, bro. I'm here to elevate, not be torn down. And that's the way it goes. Yeah, I don't like talking about people. That's small minds talk about people. Great minds talk about ideas. I'd like to think I'm a great mind and would rather talk about ideas. I've been going for about an hour and 45 minutes talking about ideas, 1 minute on people. So I think I'm doing pretty good. I'd like to get it down to 0 minutes because there's a lot of things going on right now that you can get in at a ground floor, from the stock of nuclear energy production to mining to certain cryptocurrencies to certain precious metals, soon to be certain land and housing in different areas and sectors of the nation, because they're all going to go different times. Like I said, Huntsville, Alabama is getting a Space Force base being built in Huntsville, Alabama, and the Space Force is going to hire 40,000 people, starting salary $125,000 a year. So if you have 40,000 people making $125,000 a year in one city, trust me, that city's going to boom no matter what the fuck the economy is doing. So if you want to make money in a downtrodden economy, go to the place that's not affected by that. Find out where your government's going to start a brand new force and build their home base, because they got to build it. That means there's a lot of work before those people, 40,000 people, come in and make that 125,000, which means there's going to be a lot of money in Huntsville, Alabama. Yeah, I hate Alabama. Alabama's the South. Alabama, they talk funny, blah, 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 blah. Okay, don't make money. You've got your excuse. You don't want to make money. I understand. You want to make money? Fuck your feelings. Make money. You know how many goods and services and businesses will be needed down there, from car repair to oil change to tires to food trucks to security to construction, electrical. Fuck, man, so many jobs are going to be opened up to build the Space Force base, to maintain the Space Force base, and 40,000 people are going to be working there that aren't there now. So that city's going to increase by 40,000 people. Their upper class or middle class is going to rise to 2/3 of that. Those people in the city are going to be upper middle class in 2 years. Does that not sound like a prospering city? Can you name another city that's going to be like that? I just told you the future. I told you the future because the government told us the future, and I'm just regurgitating it to you. They told you this is going to happen. This is what they expect. Want to make money? Hey, I just dropped a golden egg in your ass. Real estate's already going up there. You don't have much more time to get real estate in that area. For $125,000 a year, bruh, I'd be a janitor for $125,000 a year. Jethro is. Hopefully next year I will be. Yeah. MISSISSIPPI. Or as I learned to spell it, my sister, I, sister, I, PPPI. I was like 4. Yes, it does, Neil. That's why they have little things they attach to the ass of the fucking astronauts, and it suctions the stuff. Same with the pee-pee. You stick it on the front, probably like a blowjob. Just keeping it real. I mean, suction and a hose, and you stick it on your pee-pee. What is that? A blowjob. So what if you're pissing? That's probably what it feels like. It's probably one of the few pleasures of an astronaut has. Oh, I'm going to pee. Why is there a line to the bathroom? There's only 4 of you up there in 2 bathrooms, and there's always a line. What the fuck? No, that's hilarious. So any other topics you guys want to touch on? Other than probably more companies will be creating tokens for you to use at that company. And there might actually be, there's enough rich companies out there. I'm not saying it will, but there might be cities out there, small, medium-sized towns that are basically controlled by one company. Possibly, if that company has enough assets in one area that they want to control the town in that area, like say it's a mining town or a railroad town or a port town or something like that. I could see where a full city would have its own token for just that city based off of the company that mostly employs most of the people in that city. Because that way that company will make more money. If you negotiate ethics, integrity, you're not hanging around me. I will not do business with people that have problems in those areas because those are untrustworthy people, which means why the hell am I going to do business with them? No. Hide that if you are that. Because people that lack integrity and have no morality, I have to sleep at night. That's probably why I'm still poor. It's not I haven't met the right people. No, that's good breeding, good rearing of a kid, good raising of an adult. You keep your morals and ethics. Of course, you'd probably be poor because, money's sinful, or the want and love of money is sinful. And a lot of people have a hard time with overcoming that, especially if you have like President George Bush saying, greed is good. Totally fucks everybody up. And ever since he said that, our economy's kind of been fucked up. But anyhow, I've been going for 2 hours. I wanted to keep this a little short. I just wanted to do the first thing on money and perception of money based off of your brain and your feelings and their psychological ploys to make you think that things are money. And in that game, there's arbitrage. And if you can see the psychological games they are playing, you can take advantage of it. Like I showed you, the EBT money. If I put in a $20 fiat dollar and I get the California EBT money, I get $25, but I can only spend it in a certain area. But I gain 20% buying power. It's not money. But the buying power of the perception of it being money, and the perception of it being money is the fact that they allowed me to take a $20 fake fiat bill and get $25 of EBT money, gave me an advantage of 20%, which made me feel that I could transfer the feelings of the money into a piece of paper that's not money, but it can only be spent in certain businesses. not even in any other state. So in reality, I took a fiat bill that I could spend anywhere, and I converted it and got 20% extra into something I couldn't use, but in certain areas. So I restricted my purchasing power, but in that certain area or arena, my purchasing power gained by 20%. And because I'm into health foods and stuff like that, and eating somewhat healthy, it was advantageous for me to take that deal. But it doesn't make me believe that that EBT is money, because it's really not. It's all a psych game. And I still got to live in this world and make money. And that's where my investments are going to take that fake money, somehow profit from it, and get it into something that I think is real. Physical things that make you money, land, houses, new businesses, creation of new things, funneling money into those so you get return on investment. Which cat is that? There's a cat back over here. Oh, other side. Right there. That's Gandalf, but which one is that one? That's Gandalf and Mittens. That's Ginger. Do you see her? You can't see her. She's right there. There's her head. She's right there. You heard that meow. That was Ginger. That's one thing I like about, or I used to like, and I probably will get back into when I go back down to southern Alabama area, is the Gulf of, well, now it's Gulf of America. You get a boat, man. Water skiing is just like snow skiing, except you're not cold and you don't have to stop till you run out of gas in the boat, which means you're not just going down for 5-10 minutes and then have to take a half hour, wait in line, do all this. Man, you're out there, jumping the fucking wave, throw one ski off, do a solo ski, break out your wakeboard. Slalom, yeah. We used to do that because we're so poor. We'd take one ski and we'd have the boat come in. We're like shoreline's here. He'd come in here. So where you'd come in and follow behind him, and you'd kick the ski off so it would go on shore so we wouldn't have to look for it later. And then you'd solo your slalom ski on one, but it wouldn't have the 2 foot pedals because, again, we were poor, so you had to balance. It also builds up leg strength. Fat chicks, exactly. Oh yeah, Steamboat Springs. There's a lot of fucking nice Defuniak Springs. Damn, there's another one right by. Let me get the map. There's another one down there, right on the northwest part of Florida. It's Defuniak Springs and something else. Let me get this map going here. Where's Highway 10? Okay, we got Bonifay. Huh, it's not showing it here. You got the Okeechobee. Oh, Ponce de Leon and Defuniak Springs. There it is. I was going east. I should have gone west on I-10. Yeah, those two in Northwest Florida. They're like 5th county in from Alabama along the Gulf of the Redneck Riviera. Those two, man, they got underground caves. They got clear water, glass bottom boat, all kinds of cool shit down there. You know, I've seen some pretty good professional skiing on the lakes up there in the summertime. I don't care about color. The only time I cared about color was when we first went to Italy, because I was like first grade. you don't know shit about color back then. And we go to Italy, and I see this black Italian guy, and he didn't speak English. And it wasn't the fact that he didn't speak English, it was the fact that I thought all black people spoke English. I was like, how the hell do you know Italian, dude? You're black. You're supposed to speak English. And it wasn't that he was black, but he owned a hotel and a disco, because it was in the 70s, on the beach there in the town that we lived. I was a second grader, because I went first grade, then in summertime we came over, and then I went second grade. So it was in the summertime between first and second grade, however old you are. I became friends with the owner of a nightclub hotel on the beach, so much so that during that summer, on Wednesday night, that disco night, he allowed me, my brother, and this other kid named James White to go in and dance on the dance floor in the bar, because it was in the 70s. They didn't have, and it was in Italy, so they didn't like that. No parents around, no nothing. I had a pretty cool childhood, actually. Why don't you ski on water, man? You don't break your legs if you're skiing on water. When I was in second grade, against me, and you can Google this, back in the 70s, Italians were blowing up Americans' cars and hijacking them and shit, because they didn't want us in their country in the 70s. That's when I was a child, in the 70s in Italy. No one liked me because I was an American. So that's racism, or was it countryism, that they hated me because I was me. Same fucking thing. It was hate towards me because I wasn't them. That's an ism, whatever ism you want to put on it. And I didn't speak their language. And yes, I spent a lot of time on my own, because my dad was in fleet and he was always out, and my mom she was doing her thing, and that left me and my brother to do whatever the fuck we want in an Italian town that first time Americans lived in, because the American base was just been built. The school I went to, we had a competition to name the school, because that was the first year it opened, and we named it Vista Lamar, View of the Gulf, or View of the Sea. It's already been torn down. I look at a fucking Google map of that area now. That school's already gone. I was the first and only white kid in second grade at that school. There was a white kid, a white male, me, a black male, and 13 girls in second grade. And we had a lesbian teacher. I was always in trouble. When I came back to America in sixth grade, the reason why I quit American public schools in sixth grade, my mom fucking freaked out. I wanted to quit school in sixth grade because I just came from Europe. I didn't know shit that was going on here in America. I was sixth grade, how were 12, 11, something like that, 13 maybe, I don't know, somewhere around there. I didn't know shit about race things. I had these black guys coming up with switchblades, were big back then, coming up with switchblades saying, I'm a knife you, white boy. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm a European, bro. What the fuck did I do to you? Again, I come from fucking Italy, where they hate me because I'm American. Come back to America, they hate me because I'm fucking white. I quit school that year. That's how bad it was. Went to a private school. And then I went back to public school in ninth grade, and I quit in 10th grade because I couldn't fucking handle it, man. I'm like, dude, I've done nothing to nobody, and you just hate me because I'm me? Fuck all you motherfuckers. Because I've never been racist. I don't see people that way, and that makes me even weirder. I don't care. I've never judged people by how they look. I mean, as a kid, you always make fun of the fatties, of course. I mean, that's just kid shit. But after that bullshit, little shit, as an adult, nah, I don't do that shit, man. You are who you present yourself to be, me to be, and if you follow through on who you present yourself to be. I don't give a fuck what you used to do. I don't give a fuck what color. I don't care. I don't care if you don't have teeth. I don't care about none of that shit. Are you real or are you fake? I don't like fake people. Fake people come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, and religious beliefs. So to discriminate, I hate everybody. It's after I get to know you, I determine if I like you or not. I came up with that saying when I heard it from sort of quote that some famous guy made. I'm not racist. I hate everybody. It's after I get to know you, I determine if I like you or not. So I hate everybody except for the people who are blue because I got to know you. I don't give a fuck what color. I don't care what sex you are. I don't care what nationality. I don't care about that shit. You've been good to me on this computer. You've been nice, cordial, and polite. We've had good discussions with most everyone here that's blue. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know what fucking color, what race, what sex, how tall, what you weigh, what color your hair. None of that shit matters. Not a fucking bit of it. Everyone's got their own pathway in life. If you put blinders on, dude, you're gonna be fucking missing the world, bro. If I had a problem with fat people, I'd have had a hell of a problem in Hawaii. Because you know what? Them Samoans are some big motherfuckers. They fat. They big all around, but it's also fat. Big for sure, real big, but it's fat. I didn't give a fuck. I made fun of them like I make fun of the skinny ones, the little short motherfuckers. I made fun of all of them. I don't care. I know 79. That's why I like you so much. You are so polite, kind, and uplifting, never negative. You've always been nice, Zardos. Everyone here seems to be nice to me anyhow. Jeffro, I'm a little concerned about with the name and all. Jeffro Bodine. You don't know about them fucking redneck names, man. You never know. I'm kidding, Jeff. I worry about Mike Herrera because he keeps sending his tax dollars to other cities and other states. He's going to be poor if he keeps that shit up. We need to talk him into moving to the states that he's sending his tax dollars to. I know he's probably not here. You know what would be real cool is if more people didn't give a fuck about getting clicks on YouTube and actually started just giving out facts and not trying to color code them or try and skew it for clickbait or for views or for money, monetary reasons. If that wasn't the main object of most people out there. Most people out there are into clicks and views, and they'll say and do stupid shit and say and do stupid shit to stupid people to get clicks and to get people to look at them. And that's self-serving, self-righteousness. That's just, and that's unfortunately what YouTube mostly creates. There's very few channels out there that aren't clickbaity. Not clickbaity, because even good channels use clickbait for views. But once you get on their content, they're not clickbaity. Once you see the content, they're actually giving out real good. That's actually a good analogy. Because nickel will be doing fine because he's got the precious metals, but he is totally missing the boat on every other asset class that's popping. And when I say popping, I mean not now, but they're going to be. I don't care what anyone says about the crypto shit. Oh, it's crashing. Right? Yeah, okay, yeah. You know, it did it 4 years ago, 8 years ago, and 12 years ago. It's called repetition. If it's repetitive, you should be making money off of it, right? Because it repeats. Every 3.5 years, it repeats. So if you know something's going to go up and down every 3.5 years for about a half a year, why aren't you making money? Oh, your feeling of it not being real. Gotcha. Okay. You know the guy who made the Phoenician bead? A lot of people didn't think it was real either. He bought a couple castles off of that fucking glass. Doesn't matter what your feelings are. It's what's really happening. Be damned to your feelings. You ain't making money. Hold on. Feelings versus facts. You got to get the feelings out of the way so you can see the facts and then invest on the facts. Damn your feelings. Worry about your feelings when you're on that vacation because you didn't worry about your feelings and you made money. Oh, well, stocks ain't money. Houses ain't money. Nothing's money but money. Okay, so you can't make money then except for on money. What? Oh, you don't know how many times I've heard this. Well, platinum's not money. Well, fuck, if you picked it up at $800 an ounce, how much money did it make you at $1,500 an ounce? $700? But it's not money. But it made you money. But they say this, platinum's not money. Neither are houses, neither are cars, neither is money. Fucking dumb. Why do you say buy platinum? It's not money. Well, fuck, I know a lot of people have made shitloads of money off it. Why do you buy a house and sell it? And buy it and sell it and buy it and sell it? Houses aren't money. But they'll say, oh, I want to make money off of it. Well, fucking buy platinum then too, dumbass. It costs about 100 times less than a fucking house. Not as much problem to get either. And it's a one-time purchase, not a monthly. For that hope of return of investment. If you'd have bought platinum 2 years ago or a house 2 years ago, you'd probably be better off with platinum. It's gone up 50%. What have houses done? Cycles, cycles, cycles. Get on the ones going up. Get off the ones going down. Woo! Make that jump right there. That transition. Jump. Jump from this little fucker to this little fucker. And then as this little fucker's going down, jump on that little fucker. And then as that little fucker's going down, jump on that little fucker. It's called rolling cycles. 100-year, 80-year, 50-year cycle coming to an end. New economy coming on top of that called digital. 4 fucking cycles along with real estate. 5. That's Roman for 5. 5 cycles that you could take $100, turn it into 1,000. Take $1,000, turn it into. That's 1. That's 2. Take $1,000, turn it into 10,000. Take 10,000 into 100,000. Hold on. There we go. Take 100,000, turn it into 1 million. Take 1 million, turn it into 10 million. 5 cycles that you can 10x your money. If you don't have your blinders on, you only see 1 cycle. You only see 1 cycle with blinders on. That's right. You're fucking yourself. You can only see 1 cycle because you're missing all the others. Why have blinders on? I have no kids. It's a mindset, man. Of course, I don't have a house that was given to me that's 100% paid off, and I have no concerns for where I'm going to live tomorrow. So minus that, I imagine I'd be more content with wearing blinders because I'm comfortable and content at the level I'm at, and I don't want to progress it higher. That's a person that doesn't want to make money. If you want to call that nickel, I call that nickel. I'll make money off of doing what I'm doing right here. Just because who I am online. Hold on a second. That didn't work out right. And where I put those 4 letters because of who I am online. Oh, Neil's got lots of kitties. I have actually been in contact with those ZBCN creators. They've actually sent me information on X and follow me. All I've done is put ZBCN out on certain channels. Small things can make a big difference, people. Small things can make a big difference. Positivity and time. You want to grow a fucking fruit tree, it takes more than a day. It takes a couple years. And the more time and care you put into it, the better the fruit from the tree. One of the oldest adages out there. It still holds true, just no one fucking talks about it. So no one's going to make long-term wealth or generational wealth if you don't plant the tree to start the forest. Yeah. Dust in the wind, baby. Dust in the wind. That's it. Someone knows how to think and get the best out of their investment. And investments are not always money. Rescue animals will give you more back in return than an animal you pay for. That's, in my world, that's a no-brainer, and it's been proven over the 40 years of me doing rescues and taking animals from bad scenes and putting them in good scenes, and it's just how it is, man. Dude, that's right. No price. No price. If you pay money for it, you put a price on it. Think of it that way. If you paid money for it, you put a price on it. Now, getting an animal out of a shelter, you're not paying for the animal. You're paying the shelter fees. The animal's free. You're paying the humans. You're not paying for the animal. You go to a breeder, you're paying the human and paying for the animal. You go to the fucking rescue, you're just paying for the person that rescued it, and then the dog's free. And that dog will love you unconditionally. Or cat. All my cats are rescued. Dude, you want to see the shorts with fucking 16 cats on that little ass bed? That little ass bed holds up to 16 freaking cats. Each and every one of them fuckers wants to be my best friend. How many cats do you know want to be your best friend? You know, God sees that as money. The relationship you have with the others, not just humans, and the relationship they have with you should determine how God feels about you, in my opinion. I have the love of animals and humans. I think I'm doing good. Am I wealthy? Fuck no. I ain't got two dimes to shake to get. Well, I got a 20, and I got some fucking food stamp cards. Other than that, no. Sweet. Hold on a second here. Oh shit! Visual effects. Let's get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Let's add that one. Come on, let it go through. Yeah, there we go. That boy there. Oh, I love that guy. I had him for 14 years. He was the biggest puppy. He got up to about 100 pounds, 110 pounds. I love that dog. And the reason why his ear's down like that is because when I picked him up off the streets of Richmond as he was a puppy, and he had a big fucking cut on his head. If you look at his right eye, you see a line going up from over the brown into the white. That was all open. Someone hit him with a pipe, I guess because he wasn't mean, and then they threw him out. And I saw him walking on the side of the road all fucking dejected, like he wanted to die. I picked that little puppy up, gave him love, and that son of a bitch was good to me for 15 years. I love that guy. I actually lost a lot of places to live because I had him, and I wasn't going to give him up. I went homeless because I had him. I couldn't find him a home, but I did find a yard. A friend of mine said he would take him, but he wouldn't take me. So I said, all right, you take him. I'll fucking live in my car and work, and I'll get my own place. Just make sure he has a yard. I'll come feed him. I'll take everything. And I did that. I kept him. Well, actually, all 4 of them I kept, but that was my boy. Yeah, no, animals come before me. I'll spend my last dollar on animal food for animals before I'll feed myself, because they are a responsibility I freely took on, and unconditional love is more than worth it. Yeah, it's not making anyone emotional. That's just what kind of person I am. And this is how I want to make you guys wealthy too, man. Oh, he was awesome. He was awesome. He was awesome. I love that guy. His full name, because when I picked him up, he was all kinds of bloodied and stuff, and he smelled like he'd been in the trash. He smelled like a dead fish. and he had a big fucking cut on his head, and he had a big head for a puppy. So I called him Dead Fish Head. Later on his tag, it was just Fish Head. But that big red-nosed pit was named Fish Head. People always ask, why do you call him Fish Head? I'm like, yeah, it's personal between me and him, buddy. You don't even know. And he was scared as fuck of stone lions because I lived in this neighborhood and I'm taking for a walk. And this person had 2 stone lions about 3 foot tall at the beginning of his walkway on the public sidewalk to his walkway. And Fish would get about two houses down. He'd look at them things. And he was, like I said, he was about 100, 110 pounds. He wasn't, I couldn't pull him if he didn't want to go. And he would just stop. And I would have to cross the road, and he would cross the road, and then we'd walk across the road away from those stone lions till we got about 2 houses away, and then he would cross back. That guy was the biggest freaking pussy dog of the world, and everyone was scared of him because he had a big cut on his head, and he looked like he was a fighter. And everyone, I'd take him to the dog park, everyone would run. Not run, but then, it would become sparse all of a sudden. And he was the sweetest damn thing in the world, man. But anyhow, everyone should know I love animals, dogs. I had 4 of them, 4 big dogs like that. They ate a lot. They cost me more in food than 20 cats. And healthcare is a lot more on those expensive bastards. But I had all of them for a total of 15 years. 4 dogs, a red nose, a blue nose, a mutt, a combination of like a pit bull and a bulldog, and then a ridgeback. All of them were large dogs, and they ate. And I got them the healthy food, Blue Wilderness, and all the expensive good shit. I don't give crap food to my animals. Like I could get the $1 can of tuna, or I can get the albacore tuna for $2. I get the albacore tuna for $2 and get like 48 of those cans for the cats. Yeah, I remember roly poly fish heads. Fish head, roly poly fish head, eat 'em up, yum. You might have sung a different one. What are you 2 boys doing? All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I do appreciate everyone showing up on Saturday, and I hope if you were here from the beginning, you saw the actual psychological way that governments convince you of that things have value, and therefore you give it the name money. Even if they do print it on it, it's not actually money. Dude, most Germans are smart, especially if they're dogs. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I appreciate every one of you being here, and continue to share information with each other. Learn. If anything I said interests you, please research it for yourselves. Knowledge is power. The more knowledge you have. I did a show about a month ago on 10,000 hours. It takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at anything. It starts with that first hour. If you want to be intelligent, start researching. In 10,000 hours of research, you'll be smarter than 95% of the world. You'll know more than 95%. No, it doesn't matter what you research. You're going to learn shit by researching. Not only just the subject matter you're researching, but other things will catch your interest. And just keep researching and let it take you wherever it takes you. And as you learn stuff, you keep compiling more and more knowledge. And as soon as you get to that 10,000, close to that 10,000 hours, dude, you'll know a little bit about everything. You guys have a great, great, great weekend and a good week ahead. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.